So I'm Dan.
He's Dan, folks.
I certainly am.
And I'm Nick.
Oh, welcome, Nick.
Together we form this unlikely duo that just won't stop duoing.
Yep.
We are
ambiguously unpanderers.
Panderers.
Yes.
That's us, folks.
We are the unpanderers.
Welcome to the Unpanderers. How you all doing tonight?
I'll drink to that.
Have a little sippy do?
Yeah.
I'll drink to that too.
Settle in. Settle in. Have a nice sip of your favorite ale.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
Oh, did you hear that, folks? I'll tell you what I'm going to drink tonight. No specifics, of course. So I'm opening one of those ginger beers. You know, you get them all the time now. There's like 7 different companies that'll make them.
Yeah.
Not Your Father's, Coney Island, Crabbie's. There's like 2 or 3 local people are making them.
Crabbie's is pretty good.
Wow. Yeah, Crabbie's a real good one. Well, folks, a little bit of vodka, a little bit of ginger ale, and a little bit of that beer, ginger beer. And let's see how it tastes.
Mule.
Whoa!
It's like a mule.
It is like a mule. It is very, very mulean. So, I'm not sure if I'm doubling down on my alcohol, though, because the beer has alcohol.
Huh. You'll get a high faster.
I guess so. Well, it's a good time to mention to the podcastians that they have to be a certain age.
Yeah, there's a limit on what you can listen to, and it's mandated by law that you can't be under 18.
Unless you're dating one of us.
One of us adults. Yeah.
Us adults.
They'll authorize the listening.
But if you're not, please switch, or, like we always say, leave it running in the background on mute.
Yep. And make sure you hit refresh about 1,000 times, because we need those views.
We could use them. We could use them.
Yeah.
This podcast, we really dive deep into the unanswerable questions of everyday life.
Interesting. We do?
Yeah, sometimes.
All right. I thought we just like catch up over, a nice video cast, just relax, discuss the future, the past, the present.
It's a relaxed cast.
Yeah. Nice, easy casting.
Anyway, that's my word of the day, everyone. Relax cast. It's a relaxing podcast.
Which is what we are here at the Unpanderers.
We sure are. And we sure as hell don't pander. But we will say our viewpoints, opinions, bad words we say, all the correct information and incorrect information we give is all just hearsay, not our opinions, the opinions of our employers, the opinions of our spouses, or the opinions of our pets. So,
yep. Entertainment value only. Do not take us seriously.
Don't take us seriously.
But if you do, put comments down there because we'll find them hilarious. All the serious comments, just type them out angrily. I want to see them.
I bet you no one could insult me so much that I'd want to sue them. Go ahead, comment section. Try me. Try me.
Woo! All right, then.
Folks. We're here. We're rolling.
I think we have to kick it into the corrections from the past, if you're ready for that.
I think I'm ready. We made mistakes in a past episode, and we're here to correct them before all the jack-offs in the comment section get to them, right?
I would say it's more of a clarification, and this isn't a fact that you find out of my mind elsewhere. In one of the previous podcasts, you mentioned there was some father that was at school. He was upset that we were clacking our boxes or something at him.
Yes.
So there was an assembly. I would like to clarify that I never went to any assemblies, and that I dodged them at all costs.
Did you go to masses?
I would try to skip them as frequent as possible.
Did you what's your record in high school masses?
It's
like
probably
50%?
No, it's more like 80% skippage.
Wow, that's a pretty good number.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you have to pay attention to where the teachers are looking.
Right.
Because they'd always bar the doors. They'd have their hands up. They'd always be like looking around, but they never really paid attention. Like if you just waited and ducked behind them, the door would shut and they would never be able to catch a spry 16-year-old boy.
You still dream about that spry 16-year-old boy, don't you?
Yeah. My
boys
former
in
self.
general.
My former self.
Yes, indeed.
And my future son. I can't wait till he's spry and 16
and 16 and running through that high school.
Yeah, I could see him play sports and destroy people.
What if he sucks at sports?
He's smaller than all the kids in his class, so he's gonna be beaten up on, which is sad.
Well, does that give him strength to beat up people later in life?
I think that's how all great MMA fighters are formed. So, all right.
Okay. I mean, you pick a good profession for him as long as he doesn't want to avoid concussions and things.
Yeah. He's going to be really scrappy. The scrappiest you've ever seen. They're going to have
Scrappy
to invent a new area, like on the stat chart, scrappiness. It'd be like 10 out of 10.
Ironically, NHL 98 or 2000 or 99 invented a stat called stick-to-itiveness.
Wow.
This is a real stat with actual numbers. I always put 99 for my guys.
Yeah,
all right, let's say you were...
A team of all stick-to-itiveness guys. I think they do pretty well.
Now, let's say you're in NHL, create a character. Where are you putting all the points? Or are you one of those guys that really gave like someone 78 here, 87 here, 91 here? Or were you one of those guys... Right. Or were you one of those guys like myself who were just like checking 99, speed 99, but then I would leave some stuff at like 40. Like I really didn't care. It was like offensive awareness. It's like, who cares?
You put like negative numbers for passing because you're just going to make sure you can shoot.
Exactly.
And then you see how that plays out in the game.
I made it work.
But you like make icons of the people that way. Like even like in the NFL games, I always made two running backs. And I'd make one that's really tiny and super fast guy, and I'd make a gigantic fat ass.
It weighed super enormous amount.
Yeah, I'd go back in the snap, and then I'd be like, I'd see how their line was, and if the line was like all kind of like smashed in the middle, I'd go wide. And if they were all kind of loose, give it to the fat guy, just like boom, and you see like bodies just like falling backwards.
Interesting. That's a good way to go.
5 Super Bowls, can't lie.
That's playing that game a lot.
Yeah.
What game was it?
That was Madden. That was Madden. I think it's so
what
old.
year?
It's like 96, I gotta say. This is when I was like 11 or 12. Yeah.
Think about this. Madden 96 is 20 years old. Is that possible? That game's old enough to buy beer?
Shit.
Wow, that's weird. I've never... that's weird when video games get old. So in college, NHL 04, 07... There was an NHL we played every day our junior year of college, and it was a real season. Like we turned the minutes so that they would really pass like real time, and we played all 82 games. Yeah, it was NHL. I want to say 06, 04, 03, 05. It was one of them. The coolest thing about that game is the hit. I think they were trying to revolutionize the hit. And it was still a button. It was before the hit stick.
You could kind of decide like a hip check or a shoulder check or
right, depending on which way you were skating. But what was awesome is the computer wasn't smart enough to understand what interference was away from the puck entirely. So anytime the puck squirted out of their zone, he would be skating right to the puck in our zone, and you would come beat him to it and fish hook around and just come straight up. So you're both going as fast as possible and hit that big hit button. And there'd be no penalty, and the crowd would erupt. We had a projector. It was like it took up the whole wall of our one college buddy's house, and he bought a sound system. Nice. So we would crank it because we just lived in a house. We were in college. We were getting wasted playing NHL 04. And the thing is, I think it was pretty new. We were all 3 controllers or 4 controllers were playing on the same team, like locking into positions, and we would. There was also a weird rule. We were always the Flyers. That's right. And we always had to have Michael Hanzus score.
You couldn't pass anybody else in front of the net?
No. So the idea was...
Was that the non-player controlled? He was computer?
No. We usually my buddy Dan, not you, would always control him. What was awesome is we would always just force him the puck because it was like a running gag. And we would win games like 7-2 or 7-4 usually.
Double hat
trick. But what's funny is he would have 4 to 6 goals a game. He ended the season with like something like 103 goals and 1 assist, which was an accident. It was really funny. And I just remember we would always say things like, my buddy, he learned the fake out move with the stick. and we would just set up Zeus on breakaways all game. There'd be line changes, but Zeus was on every line. Like all the other players would change.
Zeus stay out there.
Yeah, it was really fun, but it's cool when you remember individual games. I remember
endurance level 99. He stays out.
No, we couldn't change his stats, so he would just slow down once the first period was like halfway done. But we would just force the game to just let us do it. And one time, he scored a slap shot from the red line, and we thought that was hilarious. And then another in the same game, he got hit in the head with a puck, and he just did like the stagger motion, and it went into the net. And a third goal in that game, this is the hat trick game that I still remember, was he got tripped by an opponent, and while he was in the air, somehow the shoot button was being pressed, so it just shot from like him being in the air, and he scored the hat trick. But it's so funny, I still remember individual goals from a video game season we played.
The memories being formed.
We won the Stanley Cup, and Randy Robitaille. Remember him?
Man, I remember him.
Yeah, fourth liner. He scored 4 goals in my Stanley Cup clinching game.
Like that was
a lot.
All of that went out the window for me. I remember that fat guy who would just pound through people. I also remember the Hail Mary because I made the one guy super fast with good hands. Mm-hmm. It's like if I'm losing, I'm just like, screw it. I'm going to do the play I know it works 99% of the time. Boom.
You ever play NFL Blitz?
Oh, yeah. That game's awesome, too.
Really fun. It was over-the-top violence. I love that.
I feel like that game would hold up the test of time. Like, you could see that at an arcade game today.
Yeah, I think it would. Certain games would. Did we talk about Burnout?
We did not, but that game's amazing,
Burnout would, man. There hasn't been a game that just cars wreck each other and blow up like that since.
I did see something on Reddit about, I don't know what simulator it was. It was like NASCAR 2003, which I wasn't familiar with, but I remember Indy 500. I had that game, and the whole purpose was to get pissed off because you weren't good at it and drive backwards as fast as you can at the lead car.
Did you take them out?
Oh, yeah. You do tires and everyone exploding and just like...
Fireball.
Game over. For everybody else.
But really, you're as happy as could be. You're like, I won.
It's the only game that you would start up, and it would ask you a question from the booklet. Like the manual would have like the winner.
Make sure you were legit.
Yeah, the winner of the 1896 Indy 500 was, and you'd have to flip through the book. So
did you definitely? That was like, you said 03? That's like just when the Google was getting big, huh?
Yeah, no, this was way before it. The Indy 500 was way before it. So it was like
Google the answers.
You couldn't Google the answers. So like somewhere in the middle there, I lost the book, and I'd keep guessing because like the answers recycled. But at some point, I just couldn't play the game because I didn't have the stupid manual anymore.
Weird.
Asshole game. Who does that?
That is a bit of an a-hole game.
But the Burnout games definitely fill that hole where you're...
They were awesome. Just because...
Slow motion wrecks. Oh.
Yeah, dude, they were beautiful. Do you remember there were certain levels where you just had to blow up as much as you could?
Like Destruction Derby levels?
No, like your car was a bomb. So you would drive and hit as many things as you could, and then you'd go into that slow-mo crash mode. And there was a button you could press as soon as you could still move while you were crashing.
Exploding.
It would explode. Right. And you had to cause so much damage that you won a gold medal or whatever.
You restart or something.
Yeah, it was beautiful, that game.
That and the Need for Speeds. Oh, I love the Need for Speeds. The one with all the keys around the city.
No, I didn't play that one, but I almost bought it the other day. Probably. Which one was that? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. I think that might have been like an original one. It had all these ramps and little like alleyways in the city that you could cut through, and you'd even be like driving on top of like skyscrapers to get these keys.
I think Need for Speed 3 was on Sega.
That sounds about right.
It was
comment section needs to verify our
fix this up
games here, because everyone knows that the trolls in their basements love games so much that they're going to answer all the questions.
In fact, I can't believe they had enough time from jagging on their games to listen to us and correct us. But I'm glad they do, and I hope they hit like and subscribe.
Yes. We're not going to love you, but we'll like you a little bit.
We'll like it. was trying to remember something. Oh, game related, because we could spend a whole episode on video games.
Yeah. And upcoming, we're going to do a cast
We're going.
while we do Destiny 2. We're going to talk all about games.
What I did do though is I bought the Wolfenstein game, and I can't play that around my kid, so I bought Dishonor.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't play that around my kid, but I did get playing some of it. It's a really cool game.
Huh.
Did you like Thief or Deus Ex?
Did not play that game.
Either of them? Deus Ex, Thief?
I think
How about Thief, original?
Not Thief. I might have played Deus Ex, but not... I don't remember
Okay.
it. It's a while ago.
It's pretty cool. Okay. It's pretty cool. It's worth a check out. It's always worth a video review of a game, because when you read reviews, like I read reviews in this game, and it was like, really good, it's creative, it's different than anything, and I was like, whoa, this might change my mind, this might change my life. I'm getting good reviews on PC websites and everything. Well, I buy it, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty much like whoever made Thief must have made this game and taken ideas from Deus Ex. Now, it just so happened I like Thief, but if I didn't, I could see where I'd be like bummed, because it controls like the look lean maneuver and shadows and whatever, but I happen to like that game, so it's going to be awesome.
It'd be interesting to review games based on what you thought they were like.
Right, because you can't describe how, like, how we love Doom. Right,
yeah.
We love Doom 2016.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's almost impossible for me to describe why I like it, but it's very much in the movement and the way
fluid and kind of
right.
It draws you in, and then it ups the pace. It gets you
moving.
Right.
It keeps going faster. Faster and faster.
And then when you finally kill that last guy with the berserker fists, and then it's like...
It's a good feeling. Is that catharsis? Is that the word I'm looking for there? Where you enjoy just ripping someone's body open and like spine everywhere, and you're like, like there's like a peaceful sigh for some reason. It's like, oh, that's interesting.
This is the moment I waited for all day.
It's very interesting, but yeah.
We do, yeah. I feel that could be a channel. That could be worthwhile.
Right. We're not going to do any more video game talk here, because we could talk forever about video games, and
I think
most of our viewers are good, hardworking American people, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Wearing their boots, fixing their collars.
Pulling themselves up by their straps.
Yeah. That didn't... Okay, never mind. Smirk or smile? I think we took care of the smirk and the smile. That was pretty good, unless you got one.
No, I actually did, and I forget what it was. It was a different piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a smirk or a smile?
No, I think the video games covered it.
I was smirking and smiling. How about NHL 99, Wayne Gretzky's head bleeding? That's good. That's good stuff.
Head bleeding?
Yeah.
Or blood?
NHL 93. Sorry, I said 99.
I don't remember the bleeding. You're talking about the one that had the brick wall as the goalie?
Nah, that was
Wayne Gretzky's.
Wayne Gretzky's. Right. My buddy always says he knew the trick. Like, if you took a slap shot with 1 second left exactly, you'll score no matter what.
Huh.
Because like the game was designed to make a highlight. You know what I mean? So if you shoot that much time, it was like, it's just like, whoa, that's crazy. When really you're like, no, I just did it because there's 1 second left. Like, I get you.
You manipulate the game, manipulating you.
Isn't that what every video game is?
I think so. That's why I keep playing these stupid mobile games.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we could do a whole level on Call of Duty 4, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to save it. We're going to talk about it when we do Destiny 2.
Do you think we were like top 200 in the world? All right, top 500?
I'd say as a pair, we're probably up there in top 100.
Okay, that's interesting.
I would have liked to have perspectives like with us against them. You just like see like a scurry, like a flash of like
didn't play this
fabric.
So it's like
you're like,
why is there a smoke grenade? No one uses smoke grenades.
Ting 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 ting.
That was funny as hell.
Nowhere to go.
No one knows what we're talking about.
Yep, we'll talk about it in the future though.
We will. We'll get it there, folks. Cool your jets. I'm gonna address this a little. Hopefully, it ruins the whole episode.
Ooh. So we got a scenario here. We got to react to this.
Oh, can you react to this? Let's bring it home. Let's go.
I've got a good one for you. So, so I'm dying, and
you, Dan.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I need an organ. What organs are you willing to give me?
The ones I have two of, I'm like kind of game with maybe give it one.
So
like it depends.
So you're saying I could use your skin?
I don't have two skins.
Yeah, but you have a lot of skin. You have excess skin.
No, it's one organ. Listen, if people are going to brag about how big the skin organ is, then that's one, okay? You can't brag about it being like 500 skins. So, but yeah, you
that's
can
how a
have
video game would slice it up, though.
Slice it up, folks.
So you give me one of your eyes?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, you're changing your answer now. What if I didn't have any eyes?
Some of the ones, I'd say I'll describe everything for you, Dan.
Yeah. Just keep this earbud, and I'll just talk.
I'll just explain everything to you. There's a beautiful sunset. You feel peace.
What about, see, the teeth? Give me any teeth.
I got shitty teeth, so you'd be a...
would be a...
Yeah,
I'd decline.
yeah. Your friend Dan is out of teeth. I'll give him a few. Ooh. Said thanks, but no thanks. Ooh, awkward.
So what about things that can regrow? You have like the liver and bone marrow?
Yeah, I don't care. Take my liver and bone marrow.
So you'd forgo all the pain. You'd be like, oh, that's fine. Give me all the pain.
They're giving me tons of drugs. I guess the healing, though, right?
Yeah, I think you'd be down and out for about a month or two. With a liver.
Holy
liver.
Oh, okay, liver?
Yeah, and there's no drinking. You can't drink alcohol when you're on recovery.
Well, I never went to podcast, huh? Wow, really gloomy scenario you got here for me. Huh.
No, I love medical stuff. See, what else you got? Let me see. You got a heart, which you're not going to give me.
Nope.
You're not going to give me any shoulders or arms or fingers. What about like if I lost like one crucial, like the pinky you get rid of, right? I have a pinky for a thumb.
What is this? That pinky?
Get that crooked.
I have a rare disorder where pinky is crooked.
Is it
I
both?
would literally... No. Isn't that weird?
I never...
And check this out. Watch this. So I bend the knuckles. Everything's fine. Nobody knows what's going on. I'm a regular guy. And then I straighten out. It's one of my tendons.
So I don't want that one. I'll take the other one.
Oh, no. I was going to say, that's the one I'm offering.
That's the one, just the crooked one? Oh,
son of a gun.
I guess I'll take that one. It's still functional as the thumb. I think the thumb's probably the most important.
You have my bent pinky thumb.
Yeah. It would look kind of like a thumb since it's weird.
So, yeah, since it's bent.
Spleen, no one cares about spleen. Intestines?
I was going to help you with this.
You were going to give me the spleen?
Yeah.
Huh.
Not the whole thing. It grows back, right?
I don't think the spleen grows back.
What about Peter Forsberg hurt his spleen?
I think they can take out the spleen and he'll survive, actually. I think it just is a like an immunosuppressant or something. It like takes care of diseases somehow.
I thought it purified the blood somehow.
You could be right.
Add something to the blood. Okay. In the comment section below, we'll do some corrections later.
It probably might filter out diseases from the blood.
How about this? What if I had to give you one of my testes? Because you were out of them.
Would that make my children your children?
Here's my question. Would it make me half as virile? Really?
I think maybe like 75%. I know you can function. I don't know if you need like testosterone shots or anything.
Right. But I'm saying I'm worried about me if I give up my testy, not you.
Oh, well.
Would I become half as manly, sort of? Like, you know, the hormones or whatever? Do I still get the same amount of hormone in my blood?
Could you become less manly? Is that possible?
I did use a hair blow dryer on this
dryer
bad boy
today. Nice conditioner. I can tell that's a feminine conditioner. Look at the gleam.
Oh my goodness.
There's some sparkle and shine in that hair.
Should never have brought this up. I'm going to just be staring to my bottom right the whole podcast.
Permanently distracted. What else you got? Let me see what's on here. Toes. No one needs any toes. You can give me all your toes.
No, you don't need toes. Yo, so I played hockey. One of my first teammate in ice hockey. Mm-hmm. We'll call him Stos. He used to like pretty much smoke weed every day, but
that's good.
He ran a lawnmower service.
So you need
one
lawn?
day.
No, keep going.
No.
Keep going.
Oh, sorry.
Be serious.
Okay. Well, he ran over his foot and lost like 3 or 4 of his toes.
Ooh.
So he was really, really good at ice hockey, but after that he was just like good at ice hockey.
So those toes really mattered in ice hockey, did they?
Well, I think they affected his balance and the weight and the way it fits in the skate.
Could he have like prosthetics, just like little weights to replace the toes off balance?
Weighted perfectly.
Yeah.
I guess he could have, but he never did, and he wasn't going to go pro hockey anyway. He was much better. He was incredible. Well, what's funny is because I never had ice skated up till 3 weeks before I started playing ice hockey. They stuck me on the line with the two best players because they figured it would neutralize my being bad.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, it did, dude. I would score goals like crazy because I would just skate towards the net awkwardly and stand in front. And it was Brian and Stos, and they would just dish me passes all the time, and I'd just be like,
smack.
And if I screwed up, they were skating back to get it anyway. But I can't even tell the one story. I can't tell that story either.
Okay.
Let's say
you can keep it. What about your intestines? Give me some of your intestines.
Large or small? My poop makers or?
The large you have less of, so that's kind of more important. So I guess would you give me your large? Part of your large?
You keep asking for the whole thing and then you get it. It's very strange. You're like, did you give me your spleen? Well, some of your spleen. I'm like, Did you give me your large intestine? You'll die, but I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll give you part of that, I think.
Okay.
Because, my girlfriend's aunt had her bowel replaced. And she's sort of fine today. Like, there's certain foods she can't eat, and she has to just always be, like...
Yeah, focused and
restricted. But, I mean, she seems like she lives a pretty happy, healthy life, and that's... So you'd be all right.
So you'd be good giving me all the stuff you listed.
Not legally, but yeah.
Now, what if I wanted that all at the same time? Like, I had some gruesome incident where I had pieces of me missing.
Hold on, and we would just call you Nick too. It would just be The Pander, starring Nick and
Cut
Dick.
a line right there.
Yeah, it would be Dick. We call you Dick. That's what we call you.
Oh man.
It's ironic.
Ooh.
I do it.
So the follow-up is how much do you think these things cost in the black market?
Honestly, I'm guessing like $20K for the lowest priced organ and $500K for the highest priced organ.
So like the kidney, the heart, and the liver are the highest priced ones. So in what order do you think they are? Like most.
I would think kidney, lung, heart, but I don't know.
Kidney, liver, heart. Yep.
Okay.
It was actually pretty close. And the kidney is, I don't know how old this is, but it's like 250K. The liver's like 150K, and the heart's like 120K.
Really?
So it's really not. It's a reasonably priced organ. I bet those million and billionaires out there, I bet they have these stashed away. I bet they have spares.
There's a friend of our podcast. It's Branson and whoever. It's a comedy podcast. I think I've mentioned them before, but they always do. They pretend they're making a podcast, and that it's the first episode of that podcast. Paragons of Truth. I'm trying to think of what the name of the actual podcast is. Anyway, they really love us. We're really best friends.
Oh, great.
But their most recent one was they pretended they were billionaire tech guys making a podcast.
Huh.
So for an hour, they do a podcast, and they pretend they're tech billionaires. And that's the whole premise, the whole joke. Next episode, they were anime guys. Next episode, they were like...
It's difficult
poets.
to pull off.
It is, but you should hear it. They're very good at what they do. Everything's tongue-in-cheek. What's funny about the one I just heard, because I just did my lawn, I listened to those guys.
Uh-huh.
They constantly make references to how, as billionaires, they drink the sweetest blood, and it keeps them so young. And they have a friend who owns, I forget what company it was. I think it might even be a real person. He owns like some super mogul company, and they're like, I can't believe so and so always gets 15-year-old blood. I can't even get 20-year-old blood. Yeah, I know. And half the time you can't tell if they're Croatian. I know. And they were like going on and on, and I was cracking up, and I was like, this is good stuff. But maybe you would buy it, right? That they really like bathe in blood or drink it or have it injected and stuff. How about plasmas?
I know that other people in the world they use animal blood. They drink it and they make food out of it. So human blood's got to be pretty much the similar.
And I mean, human blood will reproduce itself, so it's not like you're killing a person to do it technically.
I guess if you could get extra red blood cells, you'd feel like pumped for a bit. You get extra oxygen.
It's called blood doping.
Yeah, like that.
You actually get your own blood. Yeah. The Russian hockey player for the Rangers.
Yeah, he was going to be a star, and then he passed.
He was
on the bench.
Yeah. That's how crazy would it be if we get his name? You think we can get his name?
Something with a C.
Something with Av at the end.
Yeah. Czechnoslav. No, that wasn't it.
I can picture him.
I know it. Yeah, I could picture him. I remember
This is
him
like
falling down on the bench.
6 years ago? 6 years ago? What was that? More? I'm just trying to test time here. As I grow older, like, time moves weirdly.
Yeah.
I almost had his name again. Damn.
We're going to dwell on this. It'll pop in the middle of the segment. We'll just shout it out.
Ah! Scream his name.
It'll come up. I kind of feel like searching it, but it won't.
I know. No, I'm not. I thought about it.
What we got next? Ooh. One of our favorite segments.
Which one?
It's the Celebrity Challenge!
Holy smokes, we always make it here, folks.
Ah.
This is the craziest part of the whole show. We challenge celebrities in the community. Some of them are like A-listers. Some of them are people you won't even believe. Dan, tell them who we got today.
Ooh. I get to pick the celebrity. You get to pick the scenario? How about that one?
Sure.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I want to call out Stephen King. Ooh.
I've been on an it kick recently, and he has been on a tweet kick lately.
Really?
I think the man's been tweeting his storm, yeah.
So you should tweet at the Unpanderers.
Okay, I think we can.
What should he tweet?
Well, we should tweet, because he's probably a little busy right now, but we should get his attention.
We'll tweet at him, and then he'll respond to us saying that how fantastic we are, how poignant our dialogue is.
How salient these two gentlemen are. Yes. Well, who's he going up against, first off? Is it a guy challenge? This should be a guy challenge, I'll tell you why.
Could it be like, who's the writer of Harry Potter? I don't even remember.
No. She was homeless, right? Is that the whole thing?
Yeah. I don't remember her name, but I'm sure everyone's going to... You want to skip to the other guy?
Yeah, do a guy, because
is R.L. Stein still alive?
Yo, he is! Oh my god. R.L. Stein, Stephen King. The two spookiest guys in the world. Guys, we challenge you to what's called the Super Soaker Baby Pee test. We want you both to drink a full gallon of water, wear a diaper, right? and see whose diaper can weigh the most with urine in our challenge.
Are they drinking the most amount of water they can, or is it a set amount of water?
No, it's 1 gallon. And then however much pee you can turn it into is like, that's the winner. Wow.
Wow. That's quite the challenge. Are you allowed to add additives? Like...
it will be drug tested on site.
Yeah, sterile water.
No, salt would dry you up, wouldn't it?
It would suck the water out of your body.
Right. So, you're saying they would be... Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm just making that up.
I feel like that would dry you up.
Just diuretic caffeine. Go with the easy one.
Coffee. Shooting coffees between gallons. Huh.
I'm going to drink this gallon of water, but I'm going to be chewing on a coffee bean. Disqualified. Get out of here.
No good.
It's a good challenge.
Anyway, if you guys are ready for it, you horror.
They have to be typing a story at the same time, though. I mean, how are they going to pass the time?
Well, these horror writers that have made so many of us pee our pants over the years with their terrifying visions of crazy nighttime terrors. I keep running terrors. I don't know. Now you're going to pee your pants for charity.
We should donate, like...
to the bedwetter.
I'm dialing down the amount in my head.
Like $100.
$10.
The American Bedwetter Fund?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It's probably a targeted audience for bedwetters. How would you abuse that money? Give it to a charity.
$10.
Yeah. $9 if this is actually going to the bedwetters.
Rubber sheets, I assume.
That'd be really uncomfortable. You'd be sweating your ass off.
I think that's a sexual thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, peeing in rubber or something? I don't know.
Huh. That seems weird because...
I think all the fetishes are cool, and then like you get to a point where they start getting so specific, it's like...
It's irritating.
You almost feel like... Well, I almost feel like it's going to get to the point where it's like, I'm looking for a girl called Sarah Connor that's born in 2031, and she has to have blonde hair, and I need her to suck on a lollipop while I, jerk off wearing blue underwear or something. And you're like, that's gonna take a bit, man.
You're gonna have one of those
He's like,
Van de Graaff generators so you can put your hand on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna terminate myself into you.
But I mean,
Huh. See, I was going the other way. Like, you'd pull out, like, a manual, and it'd be like putting together a piece of IKEA furniture to figure out what your fetish is.
Oh, there's different things you can figure out, like just by inputting data.
Yeah, dater.
That's what I think a teacher at our high school used to say.
He'd be wrong.
So my college roommate Tom, he always made fun of him, and he calls data dater. So I started doing it.
Well, it's interesting you should bring up sexual things, because so some people have this weird fetish, which I never got. I'll say I never did.
Folks at home, I'll be the judge. I'm pretty good at judging Dan's sexual
honesty, sexual honesty,
sexual honesty level.
So
right now,
keyword here, keywords, sex dolls. They're like miniature versions of people, but I think they're like 4 or 5 feet tall, and they don't really look like real people, but you could imagine they are. They're made to look like real people.
With Super Troopers, where he puts the sex doll on his roof.
Is that like a full rubber, like full body thing, or is that a blow up?
It's a blow up. So I'm wondering, do they make something that's crazy way better than those?
Yeah, it's like a skin type resin, and then they make it so you could actually do your whatever you're gonna do to it. Ugh.
Like you pose it.
I think you can. I think it's flexible.
So how many holes does it come with?
The standard.
yeah, standard. I
don't know what this
really
spitball. I wonder if you could customize your doll with extra holes.
Think about it. There's probably a price discrepancy.
It's gotta be.
If you want the third hole, you're paying, buddy.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
You only get one hole.
Oh, I got an ear doll. Oh.
Might be perfect for some people. But what I truly found disgusting was that there was a company in China that started up, and they have
you can send them pictures of real people, and they'll do it.
No.
Okay.
They had a rental sex doll business.
That's awesome.
Oh man,
that's a business model.
Oh,
I want to see how
God.
that worked on the blackboard. It was like, use once, you rinse it off, I send it back. Yeah. It's good to go.
Just dip it.
And someone was like, "Do you have to rinse off?" And he was like, "No. In fact, we'll clean them all ourselves."
You're gonna spray with Lysol. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. I think they already closed their doors after like 2 weeks of business. They probably got the first one back and were like,
"This is not gonna work."
No, these fetishes are too much.
Never work. I don't know. There's a lot of things in this world I don't know. That's one of them right there. Interesting.
Yeah. So
what's with this? Isn't there another thing with sex dolls? Is it where people pretend they're dating them and it's their pillow? Waifu.
Is that a real thing? Has a pillow?
I'm pretty sure it's like a pillow with like an anime girl in like a scantily dressed.
Is that like you lay like a?
Yeah, you lay on her. It's like a full body length pillow that has.
So you just like squeeze it like it's a stuffed animal, or does it like have other things involved?
I don't know if it has holes or not. I mean,
that's the question I was asking. Yep, thank you.
It is. I knew it was. Now, knowing most men in the world today, I don't think it needs holes. If they're gonna have sex with it, they can have sex with it.
They're gonna figure it out.
God bless them, those heroes out there.
They probably couldn't find the hole anyway.
I'm not a virgin anymore. I love you. This does bring me to an interesting point. You know my friend Hooge, big listener to the podcast.
Does he fit into the storyline? I hope he does.
He has a sex doll.
What? He does not.
He has a sex doll, and sometimes he's never sure if he should give it to the sex doll or his real life girlfriend. Well, she doesn't know what she thinks about the planet and its shape. We'll say this.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes, in anger, he gives it to the sex doll. When a human being is willing to have sex with him, he opts for the doll. You know why? He texted me one time. Because afterwards he can pee on it. And I thought, oh my God, are you some kind of dog? And he said, whatever you do, do not mention us on the podcast. Oh, Jesus, what did I just do? Man. Anyway, it's not the hooch. I apologize. Oh,
wrong friend.
It wasn't. No, it was.
Oh, man.
I already said it. Cat's out of the bag here. Anyway, so that's what he does with his. Hello? I forget what he named it.
Charisse.
Clarice. Yeah, Clarice.
Yeah, Clarice with an L.
Clarice, yeah.
Might freak him out if it was actually Clarice, though. That's why it's named Charisse.
Might be. So, anyway, that was the Hooge segment of the podcast.
Yeah, that was a good segment. I think we're up to, do you have a product?
Ooh, real quick. Would you have sex with a sex doll?
There'd have to be circumstances, and probably not.
It's never been used, and you're locked in a hotel room for 3 days.
You're on a deserted island, and your only companion is a sex doll.
Yeah.
Okay, in that instance, I would probably get bored and try something.
Like when?
Like how much time?
Yeah, I really want to know.
5, 10 minutes? I don't know.
No, I was going with is it 4 days, 3 days? Are you looking at it every day and be like, that's ridiculous. It's a sex doll. I would never give it to that. I have a happy, fulfilling life, and then it literally cuts the camera, and the next scene is just you giving it to this doll on a sandy beach while coconuts lay everywhere.
Yeah. What if that was your redemption? Like that was the only thing that floated on the island, and you had to use it as a raft.
And you just kept the only part where your head would rest was right kind of here in the crotch, and you kept going. Ugh. I'm so tired.
And then they'd find you drifting in the ocean. They'd be like, we have to save those two.
And you just pull your head up, and you got a mustache and everything here, and it's like, what are you doing, sir? Thank you, save me.
They'd save the sex doll instead.
The boat's pulling away. Sally sex with seamen.
Sally sells seashells. Sally sells sex dolls.
Down by the seashore for sailors with semen up to their scrotums. Thank you. Damn. Yeah. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Ooh,
scene transition on the burp.
What I did want to bring up here at the Unpanderers, we're always looking for new things. We're always trying new things. We're edging to take on the world. And what I think, as a partial millennial, I'm not full millennial, but I think I represent full millennials.
It's 84 and on. Oh, I have a semi-story with this one, but you can keep going because you technically are a millennial.
I thought we weren't. I thought it was 91 and on.
I don't identify with that group, but it's actually 84 and older.
Well, for the podcast, we are millennials.
Younger.
So we...
I ruined your... Keep going.
You did.
All right. So we're not millennials.
No, we are. I think millennials are a target audience right now. They're the next ones to take over.
Yeah,
so
finally.
Sure, we are. Yeah.
Get all those other jerk-off generations out of there.
What if I told you I had something that was 11 inches, you could blow, and it would help you learn something that would change your life forever?
Forever? Really? It's only 11 inches? Oh, wow. That looks smaller than 11 inches. Are you counting the curve?
Oh, stem to stern. It's 11 inches. It's the Playmate trumpet learn and play.
Wow.
I thought to myself, who needs this? I'm going to just play instruments myself. Well, no. It's 11 inches. It has no buttons, but it has the faux buttons, we call them, three. And it's an ergonomic hand fixture. So if you or your child or anyone wants to use it, it's something that's pretty easy to pick up.
That's pretty fantastic.
It doesn't teach you to play trumpet exactly, but at least it gives you the basics. So now, once I'm doing this...
Get your lungs ready. Yep. Make sure there's a good suction. That sounds horrendous.
Anyway.
That's terrible. Who buys that?
Kids, it teaches people proper technique.
How have you not donated that yet?
Mouthing, proper oral maneuvers.
Yeah.
And what can I say, folks? It only plays the one note over and over again.
Don't do it, please, God, no. Oh, Lord. Jeez. Oh, my God. That's so annoying. Oh,
But anyway,
oh,
I thought this
unsubscribe.
I thought this baby was going to cost like $39.99 because I'm trying to teach my kid about music. I'm trying to find anything.
It's gonna get his lungs going.
Really get them blow muscles going.
Yep.
Well, folks, it can be yours off Amazon. Type in Playmate, learn and play trumpet. Blue model, $11.99.
How much?
Holy crap, $11.99.
Wow, that's about what I thought it would cost. That piece of crap. How annoying is it when your son uses that?
He stops. He uses it about as long as I just used it right there. It's awful.
Good.
He doesn't care. Shit. It literally doesn't even change notes. It doesn't do anything. I was looking online for the same price. I could have got other models.
Ones that are actually trumpets?
Yeah. I could have bought a real trumpet for $1 more. Isn't that what trumpets cost? Like $13? I have no idea.
It's always the down select where you're like, well, it's cheaper. And you're like,
it's cheaper by $1, but it's 190% worse.
He's not going to know any better. He doesn't know what a trumpet is.
He's not sure.
He'll think that thing is a trumpet for his entire life. And then when he dies, he'll just be like, I could have been a trumpet player.
Rosebud.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Anyway.
Ooh. So the word of the moment. You got any words? Got any words to use?
Yeah, the one I used earlier, and I forgot about it already.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it already too. But I have one. I have a band that I really like. I also like the name of it, the word of it, incubus.
Like succubus?
Yeah, the female version is a succubus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So incubuses are males.
Yep, incubuses are the sexual desired male. It's like almost like a Interview with a Vampire. Those vampires were like irresistible to women. That's what an incubus is. Same thing with a succubus, except for flipped around.
Interesting.
Made me think of.
So Brandon Boyd's group, Incubus.
Yep.
I know them.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to listen to them.
Oh.
Incubus, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they come out with anything since Light Grenades?
They did. They came out with Nimble Bastard, which...
Whoa, I don't even know the name of that one. That one's interesting.
I think they're losing their touch, but sometimes it's like...
Well, think about it. Dirk Lance, the bass player, he left the group around Light Grenades or A Crow Left to Murder. One of the two.
Oh, really? Both of those were good.
Right, I'm down with them. Well, actually, I don't remember Light Grenades that much, but Crow Left to Murder. Which one had oil and water, whatever, oil and something?
Not sure.
Anyway, I enjoyed a few of the songs on that CD. It might have even been Light Grenades, now that I think about it.
They lost their kind of funky edge.
Right, well, when you get rid of a funky bass player, look what happens.
It's interesting as you bring up music, too. It's like, what do you think the root of music is? I think it's muse?
Motion. Oh, like literally. I guess so.
Like music is your muse, so they called it something that would be, like a muse would draw out emotions and feelings. So a music would be like. I'm kind of curious if that is linked together or not.
And I see muse.
Felt like it was logical to me.
It did sound it. While we're on the subject, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Black Soulful Music.
Black Soulful Music?
That's what I've been into for the past week or two. I'm not sure why.
Huh.
I mentioned them before on a previous podcast, but Kamasi Washington and His Own Truth, well, his CD Harmony just kicked off. It's pretty cool. That one's like jazzy-ish. That's more jazz. So I get you. Don't ignore that, folks, unless you're into jazz.
It's not quite my thing, but that's okay.
Right. Sure. But what is your thing, who you don't know? Well, you do know about Leon Bridges.
I don't know him.
Oh, you do, I think. He some of his stuff has made the radio. It's just very bluesy, old school. There's a hint of loss and a touch of just raw emotion. I don't know. Blues gets me. That's why I'm a big Zeppelin guy, because they like to steal blues. Like, I'm cool with that. But when I was checking out Leon Bridges and I was listening to River and a few other songs, which I love, I found a new guy who I absolutely love. His name is Michael Kiwanaku.
That's a lot to say. He should change his name.
It is. I would agree with you. Except his song Love and Hate is friggin' awesome. It's like blues with a little bit of churchiness in there. Like there's a little bit of like gospel touch. Just a little touch, because I don't like preachy stuff. He even has a couple songs that are kind of preachy. But like there's a time and a place for everything. I'm totally cool with it. But the song Love and Hate and Little Cold Heart, I believe, live, are freaking unbelievable. And if you get a chance and you want to check out some really good SHIT, because we don't curse on this podcast,
fuck yeah,
check out. You caught me off guard a little bit there. Michael Kiwanuka, Love and Hate. Check that song out. It's like 8 minutes long, but it feels like nothing. It's gorgeous. And anyway, I've been on a black blues soul kick lately, so
it's nice. Nice to know.
Good, because sometimes I listen to heavy metal that probably is by some white supremacists. Sometimes I listen to old school rock.
Balance it out.
I like to balance it out. Like,
that's what America's about. Freedom of expression, baby.
So here's my question for you. What if you find out your favorite music group supports an awful political side? Or I don't know the side he takes, but Pink Floyd's guitarist, David Gilmour, he's either like super pro-Jewish or super anti-Israel now.
So he's polar, you just don't remember, which is good for the podcast.
No, I actually don't remember which he is, because I think whatever it is over the top ridiculous.
I don't know that
he's either like, I think maybe the Jews are liars and blah, blah, blah. Except I might be wrong, in which case I'd be misquoting. Maybe he's Jewish and he thinks everyone who hates Israel is going to hell. I don't remember. I just remember he made some ridiculous statement that's probably not true, and he's one of my favorite guitarists from Pink Floyd.
I would say to that, like, I don't care what your views are if you make good music. I just want the musical part. I mean, people in my everyday life only take the intellectual part from me and don't give a shit about me, so why does it matter?
They're taking in your sexy part, you know? Like, what if they are?
They never reciprocate.
They're getting the whole package. Oh, that because you're super sexy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm a one-woman man. Locked in.
Didn't say how many man you were. Huh?
Yeah.
For the podcast, that's a wink, meaning just one, just you.
It's a double eyebrow raise. That's what that is. And my eyebrows are super caterpillary, so you got to get ready for it.
I'm ready for it. Interesting. That probably leads us to our next segment.
Yeah, it does. It's the main topic, is what our next segment is.
Well, it kind of is. I didn't research it. I've just been a part of it for a while. But anyone who knows the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has recently been involving himself in NFL protests.
What did they originally protest about? I don't
police
even know.
Brutality.
Was that what the original one was for?
So Colin Kaepernick, quarterback from the 49ers, was taking a knee during the anthem to protest and raise awareness for police brutality against black victims. That
was a while ago, right? That was a long time ago.
Ray case. I'm trying to think of all the cases.
There's like Ferguson, like all the
riots
riots and stuff.
There's a ridiculous amount, where more so than just like, well, that's just a coincidence. So I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good cause.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with it. Early on, when he started doing it, I thought it was very, I don't want to say corny. I used to think it was like bothersome almost. Like, come on, dude. I'm not throwing NFL. I'm just trying to watch a game. This is originally what I thought. I'm talking 2 years ago.
Isn't he on the kind of the downslope now? He's not doing so hot.
Well, hold on. So I'll give you a little in and out here.
What happened to RG3?
Nah, injuries cut him to pieces, dude. Ended up with Cleveland, and then I think we injured him again.
Yeah, because he was before Kaepernick, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
But he was on. I don't think he was on top of his game when this whole thing started. I think he was on the downslide. And he's not a great quarterback to my eyes. Like, he has trouble with the short passes, intermediate passes. I think he has a sweet long bomb. And again, I don't do tape, so you can check the tape. But he used to be able to like gallop for like 15 yards at a time, and that would just screw defenses all up.
Like a McNabb.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, if you can figure out how to contain him that way and force him to throw, I feel like he became less and less effective. Like, they were keeping him in the pocket, they were daring him to try and throw into coverages, and I think he was making mistakes. He wasn't that good. Still a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, the backside of a guy's career is a shame.
Well, no, he's still young though. I mean, he's like 28, 29, I feel like. So you know, right? Well, in quarterback talk, Tom Brady's freaking 40, 41, whatever the hell he is.
Dude, he's got a mental game. He's not physical.
True. Well, so that's what I'm saying. So you figure a quarterback should be able to play mentally as they grow up, right?
True.
Because physically, for the first half of your career, you can really get away with anything.
Yeah.
Later on, you got to start developing the mental aspects.
Yep.
The knock on him was that he wasn't developing the mental aspects enough.
Huh.
And this whole protest thing, I feel like he was kind of getting booted out of his job. Eventually lost his job. And as of last year, when he was done, no one signed him. And he was the poster boy for Black Lives Matter, all this other stuff. And I think all the owners in the NFL, I think, are white. Like the old-timey white guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like the old brotherhood, big money. Secretly hate black people, but aren't like... They don't own slaves, but they're like... They don't like black people. Like, do you know what I mean?
I mean, I could picture all those people. And...
Sure. The idea was that Colin Kaepernick was not getting a backup quarterback job in this league because they were just mad at him. Like, it was like almost like a, well, I don't want your Black Lives Matter and your protests and your all this stuff. Like, we're not going to touch it. Mm-hmm. And there's rumor going around that all the owners blackballed him. Like, they decided amongst themselves, hey, don't hire him. Hey, don't hire him. Hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Colluded.
Which is super illegal. Right. Super illegal. I won't go so far as to say they probably openly colluded. It's probably a secret nod type thing. Like, can you imagine being the one owner who does hire him? Like, I guess...
You get him at a cheap price.
Oh, no. I would. Like, I have no problem with an owner who did. Right. I think because we're millennials.
Yeah.
Our generation is different than the one prior, but I think this one looks at hiring him like they'd A, be admitting a mistake, and B, be admitting that all 32 of us are racist. Do you know what I mean? So for him to A, hire is B, to insult everyone else, and C, to accept blame. And I think it's hard for them at that age with billions of dollars to admit all this. But what's interesting is around the NFL lately, certain players have kind of been like, hey, we agree with Kaepernick. Our backup quarterback is pretty garbage. Most of the quarterbacks in the league are really bad. Like, Colin Kaepernick would at least be one of the best backup quarterbacks in the entire league. If he wasn't starting for you, he'd be damn better than whoever else you got back there. So why isn't he hired? Maybe it is because of this whole thing. Certain players around the league, mostly black ones, have been kneeling during the national anthem. Maybe, like I know for the Eagles, Jenkins, he holds his hands up like this. Guys do different things to show.
they just want to show it's a racist commentary that forced him out, or a commentary, like a commentaryist take on it to force out the commentary.
But what's interesting is the people now who are doing news stories on it are saying that they're doing it because it's the anthem and they don't like the anthem. So really, the troops say you should kneel. And now it becomes a players versus the troops argument, which kind of wasn't the original argument. And then Donald J. Trump, our wonderful president.
What tweet did he going to read? Tweets from the Trumper.
I was going to read a couple tweets from the Trumpster, but let's see.
I did see some ridiculous things. I can't, he gets involved in some of the stupidest arguments for some reason. I don't even know on Twitter. Like, it would make more sense if his account was not real and it was just somebody else presenting.
A parody? Like, this seems like a parody.
Yeah, right. And then Trump didn't even know about his Twitter account.
You would think, but he's really doing it.
Yeah, I know. That's the scary part.
Well, there's nothing to gain from tweeting when you're president of the United States, right?
No, and he tweets a lot.
A lot every morning.
There's at least 5 a day.
It's so crazy.
So you gonna pick one out?
Yeah, I'm looking for a good one here.
Do you see like the one about Puerto Rico after getting hit by a hurricane?
No, that's a little above where I was right here.
Texas and Florida are doing great, but Puerto Rico, which was already suffering from broken infrastructure and massive debt,
has no electricity for 3 days now, right?
They're in deep trouble. It's like, thanks, President of the United States. We really appreciate you telling us we're in trouble. And that our infrastructure and massive debt are really crippling us to begin with.
Right. Again, it doesn't become a political thing. Like, if I took politics strictly out of it and I was super Republican, super Democrat, super whatever, I could still see this guy as a giant idiot baby who can't control his emotions or his mouth. And has never been in politics and has never worked a day in his life.
I think that's what people wanted. They wanted somebody that was not going to...
I think they just wanted someone who wasn't a politician.
Yeah. Which, strangely enough, I've thought about this. If you're going to hire a politician to do a job, don't you want the guy that's going to be the sleaziest, most manipulative, most,
I guess, because he's doing that for you.
Yeah, he's doing it for you against other countries. So he's being so deceptive that other countries don't know what's coming.
So you're gaining against other countries and China and this country and that country.
Yep.
But let's just...
like North Korea. I was talking about North Korea.
Here, hold on. First, I'll finish
NFL one?
Yeah, if NFL... Donald J. Trump. If NFL fans refuse to go to games until players stop disrespecting our flag and country, you will see change take place fast. Fire or suspend! ! NFL attendance ratings are way down. Boring games, yes, but many stay away because they love our country. League should back US. Great solidarity for our national anthem and for our country. Standing with locked arms is good. Kneeling, not acceptable. Bad ratings. It's almost a run-on sentence. I don't understand.
He shouldn't get involved in that because it's an expression of free speech and it's a privately owned league, so they could do what they want. He shouldn't be weighing on the owners to do anything.
I think it caused all these players to turn against him. Like, he's literally taking on the NFL, which, if you're Donald J. Trump, don't take on everyone's favorite thing, the NFL and sports. Like, it just seems like a no-win situation.
Yeah.
Don't attack sports because that's
the people's thing.
How about the people that love Donald J. Trump blindly are, let's say, 24 to 54 and white and are into sports, probably, right?
Probably. Football seems like bread and butter.
Right. So why attack the one thing that your blind followers love? Like, do you know what I mean? It seems like he's an idiot. Like, don't attack football. Like, that's what they do in the Midwest. And, like, they don't want to hear your voice because when they go to watch their sports, they just love sports. And here you are interjecting your kneel. It's almost like he's a dictator. He's like, bend the knee. You know what I mean? Like,
I will not bend the knee.
And what I did think was interesting, right after the 2 football tweets I read, is this one. Pleased to inform that the champion Pittsburgh Penguins of the NHL will be joining me at the White House for ceremony.
Great team.
Let me tell you what. Pittsburgh, you got it. The Penguins. Truly Donald Trump's team.
Terrible.
I will give congratulations to Pittsburgh. You won the Trump, whatever it's called.
The Trump card?
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's amazing. It's like...
Well, it's funny because Trump, he's gearing up to be a bad guy in a movie, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, he's Biff.
Right. Yeah. Well, what's interesting, though, is that Biff's team is now the Pittsburgh Penguins. Doesn't that feel like a bad guy team?
It does.
Like a team with a bunch of bad personalities.
Like they're playing a game and there's terrorists inside the building?
God, yeah. Sudden death.
Van Damme, where is he? He needs to save
the day.
We need Van Damme. I feel like North Korea is
unrealistic.
I feel like he would suck. I feel like North Korea might actually do something. And Trump is just like, you idiot dictator, you suck. Like, he just keeps tweeting out, like, yeah, we'll destroy you, don't worry about it. And like,
Well, there are literally a million things to unfold here. Who really is more powerful? Us, clearly,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So even if we had a good leader or a bad leader, and they had a good leader or a bad leader, they're going to get destroyed if they really start a war, right?
mm-hmm.
But do they have enough power where they could ruin people even after they're destroyed? Like if a nuke goes off, can they launch a nuke as far as us?
They can launch a nuke to some of
California?
our definitely our allies, and some of our. I think they might be able to make it to Hawaii and Guam, but it's like I don't think they're going to be able to hit
California?
that. Maybe.
Or do you think their guidance and all that ain't going to be up to snuff?
They're saying that they possibly could hit California, and I don't think we're going to let them do that. They've been launching it over like Japan, and if they have like a live missile going over Japan, I think everyone's going to react and say you can't, like no one can do that. Don't
Let's say he does it tonight, though. I mean, there's no. The thing with this guy is, I understand policy, I understand red tape, I understand everything's tangled together. Like, 100 years of histories and political pieces and agreements between countries and everything else. But if he just snaps and does launch nukes, what actually happens? A, do we launch one immediately right back at him to just blow him the hell out of the water? Like, just destroy him. Like, it's like, we'll launch this and then forget about him because he's probably dead in 12 hours or 18 hours. Mm-hmm. Then we focus on this nuke that's on the air towards us. Is that what we would do? I don't even know. Protocol-wise.
This is totally,
guessing.
supposition.
I understand. It's guessing.
Yeah.
Guessing. Yeah.
I think we launch missiles to take out all his nuke sites because I think we know where they are.
So you think, but you would have to do it before he launches. So are you assuming we're just guessing when this lunatic is going to snap?
No, I'm saying as soon as we know it's it's an ICBM and it's going to have a live warhead, which we might know. We might have spies on the ground and might understand that it has live ammunition on it. I'm saying we got to take out every launch site so you can't launch another one. And hopefully we have missiles that can meet it and destroy it. And if it hits us, then all hell breaks loose. I think we immediately launch a nuke right after that. If it hits us if it hits some part of the U.S. with some sort of nuke, you can guarantee that North Korea is going to get railed. It's like hard.
In a way, I feel good. Like screw them. But
yeah,
but it's not any of their people's fault either.
It's definitely not. You'd have to know where Kim Jong Un
is for 100%.
Yeah, and you'd have to land that nuke right on his head. You just see this giant missile land right into him.
Was he killed by the missile? No, he was killed by the impact.
Yeah.
The actual missile physically impacted on him.
And then he'd be like, maybe he would realize at that moment that he can't just throw nukes around and say, I need aid because I'm powerful and big and I can control. I don't know how many millions of people he has under his control, but
what maintains his control over there? Because he's probably like 5'5", overweight, definitely not in physical shape.
Say insanity and hereditary.
Okay. Now, what holds that in place for as long as it does? Eventually, there's a breaking point in all rules, right?
I think it's killing generals. Like a general stands out, steps aside and says, "You can't do that," and then he just
kills them.
Yeah, I think it's just you being right on the edge of the brink of craziness.
So if you're a semi-general, someone who could be promoted to general next, and you're in a room with him alone, could you just kill him? Like, wouldn't everyone cheer for you? Like, who's going to stop you? I mean, maybe no one would stop him if he started beating him to death in front of everyone else.
I don't know. You grow up to learn that Kim Jong never poops.
Yeah, but wait. But I agree that most of the people think he scored 4 goals in the Olympics.
Yeah.
He wins all these games. He's the fastest human on earth. He broke all these records. I get it. The average citizen's not gonna. They think he's a god.
Yeah.
But what if you are like his right hand man? You know he poops. You know he's a loser. You know how his hair looks in the morning. You know he gets fussy when his eggs aren't the right way, and then he has to poop again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, this guy is a piece of shit.
You've got to think that his inner group, his inner sanctum, has all of the amenities they would ever want. You think he's buying gold tigers and
so they're plowing all sorts of tigers and kids and whatever have you.
Kids, whoa.
Well, whatever they want. I'm not over there. I'm not condoning anything.
We don't know any of this.
We do.
Supposition.
if you sue us, King Jong-un, we will challenge you to a celebrity challenge
Whoa.
next Kim Jong-un.
Challenge.
We want you to give all your citizens internet for a day.
Let them travel to the United States and see how it is. They probably would like it.
Do you think if they did get internet, it would just crumble over there?
They'd be watching videos of kittens crying and stuff. It'd be like...
Right, but you don't think enough people would look up like true, actual events and documents or whatever, or would it take too long?
Again, they'd be watching movies and stuff from the U.S.
Right, doing what we do. Right? Yeah. Like, this
watching our podcast.
So
Nick and Dan. We were swayed by the unpanders.
These guys are good. Good.
Yeah, very good.
You better believe it, buddy. You better believe it.
That kind of brings me around to the other topic we talked about last time, which is urban exploring.
Oh my God, yeah.
I saw a video of a snowboarder going to North Korea to snowboard at their resort. They have a really nice resort, but there was nobody
Just
there.
one?
As far as I know. I mean, he didn't go to 2. He went to 1. So it was really creepy in a sense that, like, even though these things are completely maintained and everything was perfect and clean and there's people there attending to you, there's no other snowboarders. Like, the slopes were completely pristine. So you got to feel like this is not right. Like, this is something strange going on here.
Where's the money maintaining it then? You know, or
maybe it's meant for the uppers. You know.
And they come like once every 3 months or something.
And they just enjoy one single party to show how happy they are that Kim Jong is the ruler.
Kim Jong. Yeah, he's my man. I changed my mind. What does he call our president? A dotard?
I said dotard?
Yeah, I think he calls Trump a dotard, and Trump calls him Rocket Man. What they ought to do is just have them duke it out. They should have them actually physically battle to the death.
That would be amazing.
I think Trump would win, but only because of his height and weight. But I don't know. Do you think
presidential challenge?
Yeah. How old is Kim Jong? He's young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in his. I would
30s,
say our
40s?
age, maybe somewhere.
Yeah, then he can take the old man.
I don't know. I don't know
He's
that
small.
he exercises.
I know he's small and out of shape. I feel like, and he's a loser. But so is our president.
Maybe this is the way you end, the regime.
Squabbling. Yeah,
Trump,
can you imagine the respect Trump would get if, like, all of a sudden he's covered with scratches and, like, a black eye and there's a little blood dripping here and he has bloody knuckles and he says, well, not very good, was he? Hey, ratings down. This is a huge win for America. And he just walks off with, like, bloody knuckles and everyone's like, whoa! This is the working class man we wanted.
I think we would get him in for a second term at that point.
He might win. I think that's the only way he can save himself. He's got to battle Kim Jong on the field of battle.
Wow.
Should we give him weapons? Like a stapler and like office supplies. Like, I think they should kill each other with office supplies. Stapler and like a ruler. Ah! That would be hilarious.
Oh,
they televise it? Oh, man, raise money?
Yeah.
This really might solve a lot of the problems in the world.
Yeah.
God damn. I can't believe we figured out the correct way to solve this here. Damn.
Huh.
Yo, Trump, who would be the bad guy? You know, like the WWE bad guy who, like, unbuckles the turnbuckle behind the referee's back? Who would be the real bad guy? Would they both throw sand in each other's eyes, like when the other person wasn't looking? Ah!
They'd inject each other with the poison as soon as they met.
Yeah.
They both just fall down.
Or the gladiator move.
Yeah.
Stab him in the lung right before. Wow. Well,
I felt pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah. We go questions. Got any questions from the ether here? Got the. I do like to comment on our comments.
Ooh.
I'll make commentary.
Ooh, our comment section. Let's hear it.
We have two comments from Urban Explorers. There's one that's younger.
Urban Explorers. Those are the people that really just get in there. They get up to their elbows and workman stuff. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely do. One is called D Rocks, I think.
Yeah, D Rocks. I
give
saw
him
him.
props.
It's J Rocks.
I think it's D Rocks.
D. It was
Pretty
D
sure
Rocks.
it's D Rocks. So
I clicked on it. I was a little occupied at the time because my kid was sneezing and coughing on me, but
Yeah, I actually checked out his channel, and there's one video where he's like walking around a complex. So he's actually doing it. It's not spam. Not
Nice.
spam. I'll clarify that again.
Something I ate for lunch every day in Northeast Philadelphia. Spam, fried on a frying pan, stick it on bread, throw a little mustard on that bad boy. That's a spam sandwich, folks. Enjoy it.
Spam. Did you actually eat spam?
Yeah, like a lot of days. We were poor. Like it was just like canned meat in it. It was slimy, so you would fry it so it wasn't as slimy.
Really?
Problem is, my mom would put it in a Ziploc bag and whatever, and by the time lunch came around, the bread was all soggy. So it was really just mustard, spam, and bread all mushed in a Ziploc bag.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, sometimes I didn't even eat lunch.
You really? Is this honest? You actually ate spam?
Oh, I swear to God. Yeah.
Wow.
I want to say like the entire 7th grade or something.
That brings a tear to my eye, man.
Made me who I am today, so I guess I'm better than everyone. Because I had spam. Canned ham.
So what happened in high school? You had real lunches?
Yeah, we moved up to peanut butter and something called jelly.
Jelly. A highlight?
Jelly.
Is it highlight?
I like jelly.
Yeah.
I like jelly.
Forrest
It's a
Gumpish.
perfect opportunity. Yeah, you really should have jumped on that.
Jelly. Jenny.
Yo, is that offensive for Tom Hanks to play like a semi-retarded individual, or is that like okay?
Well, you compare him to other actors that did retarded people and are mentally disabled people. Sorry.
Thank you.
And some
That's
of the
what I
other
was
people do not do mentally disabled people justice. They take one aspect. Like a Gilbert Grape. He plays it pretty well, but some people just don't. They ruin it. They just do it terribly.
Right. They go over the top.
Yeah, that's not appropriate. Not appropriate for our podcast.
Not appropriate for this podcast, folks. We'll have none of that, please.
Yeah. And I would like to take a shout out to Sleepless.
Oh, go ahead.
They're the other urban explorer. They're like,
I'd
say they're kind of young. They're like 13 or 14.
That's cool. I love 13-year-olds.
They're exploring stuff, and they are British, I think. So there's a British accent of the child. So I mean, it was watchable. I won't discount them.
It's doable.
Yeah. What both of those need to do though is take like a 3D video cam, so that or you can do like, a 360 degrees.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be really interactive.
Be interesting.
Yeah. Rather than it'd be better than what they're doing. But
do you think we could do that for the podcast?
I think we could. If we had a fan that wanted to do it, maybe D-Rocks, because I think he's American, maybe, possibly.
Well, listen, maybe I need to, for when I practice bass, I have bad news. I have to go away for a weekend with my band.
Oh, no.
It's terrible. Drink, smoke, do whatever you want, like no
That's
rules.
terrible.
Like out in the mountains, no self-service. Get this. I haven't practiced bass since our show like a month and a half ago, and I know as he's referred to as the Nazi leader.
Which one?
It's literally Ryan.
Oh, really? He's the one?
Oh my God, yeah. Because Mike could care less. Mike would, if it were up to Mike, we still wouldn't have met for the first time. So Nazi leader Ryan makes sure we all get together, and he makes sure we all do it, and makes sure we all practice, and then he yells at whoever didn't practice hard enough. And then my buddy Andrew, he's just always really good, so he's good. So me, I'm like the squeaky wheel, so I have to practice. And it's been like a month and a half, 2 months since I've really practiced, and I'm going away for a weekend with him, and I'm supposed to bring my bass. I better practice right now for like a week straight, like hard. He's gonna be like, "You can't even play our songs?" I'm gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I just need to get loose." Woo!
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Fresh air, no responsibility.
Say
no
week
kid.
or weekend?
Weekend.
You'll be in trouble for a week.
Yep. I'll be in big trouble. So say a prayer for me, podcast. Say a prayer for me.
So we'd like to say, check us out. We have a website. It's called
Who cares?
Unpanders.com.
I'm not going there.
It's right up there.
Oh, whoa. We have one down here, too? Yeah, I'm going to this one.
Going to that one?
That one's the big one. Yeah, I like this one.
Ump.
Going
Umpers. Become an umper.
Hey, yo, the people at home, you are umpers. This is where I'm feeling you, right here. My chest.
Feels good. Since we got one like. One like, that's all it takes.
Did we get one like?
Make the difference for some
Who's that
middle-aged Americans. We need your money.
We need some likes.
Your likes. Not even love. We just need a like. A little bit of like. We're not going to pander. We don't care if you do it. But
just do it, folks.
Just feels good.
Friggin' do it. Well,
I think that's it.
I think I'm Nick.
And I'm Dan.
Together we just do this thing. What do we call it?
The Unpanderers.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We like you, folks.
Like you a lot. Woo! See you later.